Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Bad-el-Kazar. This guy is, in my opinion, the best solo champion inside of Raid, okay? IceGolem stage 25, Dragon stage 25, absolutely amazing. The thing is, he can do it fast. He can do it very consistent. Actually, this build that I have him in right now, Frenzy Gear plus Immortal, we're going to go through the entire breakdown, but it's 100% consistent, okay? I've done well over 100 runs of IceGolem, well over 100 runs of Dragon stage 25, and they're absolutely amazing, okay? The first screenshot I'm going to show you is the gear, the masteries, the stats, everything, okay? So if this is what you came to see, here you go. Just literally copy and paste this, and your Bad-el will also solo Dragon stage 25 and IceGolem stage 25. Now you'll notice there is a blood shield accessory right here. I don't think that's needed, okay? So that he does not really do much damage. He doesn't have 100% crit rate, doesn't have War Master, doesn't have nothing like that. So he's really not doing much damage to begin with. So the blood shield probably isn't making a huge difference, but keep in mind, if you don't wear the blood shield accessory and you do die, that could be the fix. Just throw a blood shield accessory in there wherever. But Bad-el is currently wearing Frenzy plus Immortal. The Immortal is kind of like the safety net in case he's not healing enough from his regular heals. We do have the Mastery that helps getting extra heals from the Immortal set. So having both of those, very, very important. Now, Bad-el is a unique case where Bad-el can actually solo with a ton of different builds, okay? So this one is going to be Frenzy as the example, but he can also do it in Relentless. He can do it in Reflex. He can do it in just regular any build whatsoever. You got to be a lot higher speeds though. You'll notice that in this build, 221 speed down here at the bottom, that's not much at all. 221 speed, okay? Now his HP is a little bit on the high end, but Bad-el has a very high base HP and a very solid base defense as well. So getting these stats isn't anything like extreme. You'll see right here, 50% HP gloves, 5-star Immortal glove. If you can get these stats in your gear, get 100% consistent Bad-el. Now, this is also not saying these are the minimums required to do this, because you could probably go lower than this and be perfectly fine. When I've watched the runs, there hasn't been very many situations where it's very risky. The nice thing about Frenzy gear with Bad-el is that whenever he's taking damage, he's keeping those continuous heal buffs up pretty frequently, okay? So whenever he's taking damage, he's getting his turn meter boosted, cutting in a lot on the enemies, and allowing him to get more and more heals, okay? Now, the big difference between this and just having a lot of speed is even if you have a ton of speed, you can't consistently cut into the enemy. So you get your turn, the enemies take their turns, and then you get your turn. Basically here, it's like, okay, he's getting close to death. Boom. Now he gets an Immortal heal proc plus the heals from his continuous heal, which is absolutely incredible. Okay, like I said, Bad-el is one of, if not the best solo champions inside Raid. So that's the gear on him. Let's go over here and look at the IceGolem runs, okay? So I've done 3 IceGolem runs. We have first one is 53 of 53. So we have 53 runs there. Let me go ahead and zoom this in a little bit. We'll minimize this screen so you guys can see this, okay? So 53 runs, an average of 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Now, this was with probably 144 FPS, so keep that in mind on RSL Helper. If you gear your Bad-el the same way, you're doing like from mobile, it's gonna be a lot slower, of course. But let's zoom out. The next one, so it's 53 runs, 21 runs here. So we're at 50, 60, 74-ish runs, 4 minutes and 14 seconds. I'm not sure what caused the difference there. Maybe it wasn't in 144 FPS. No, it still is. So maybe it was the food we used. So different food could make the run faster or slower, of course. But this was all auto switch and food. There's no presets here whatsoever, because with presets on champions, I don't want to do that, because if you're running RSL Helper overnight, you don't really want to have to go in there, change your food, so on and so forth. Obviously, if you're running a solo champion, you're getting the benefits of the gear, you're getting the benefits of the experience and leveling up, and the points from the tournaments, the points for events, the whole 9 yards, and you're most likely doing it overnight, okay? It's not the fastest run possible. And with that said, you probably want RSL Helper to switch out the foods automatically, so I'm not doing any presets. Presets could make some of these champions doable when they may not be without the presets, and it'll make a lot of champions faster, but for Bad-el, it may not even have much of a difference, but all this is without presets. Now the next screenshot, it's a 21, and then this one right here is 65. This is a very poor screenshot, but it was taken from my phone. I was using a screen capture, screen mirroring from my phone to my PC because I was on vacation, and I still had to get the work done, you know, but we do have 100% consistency there, and it's 65. With IceGolem tournament going on right now, this is the perfect time to level some champions. Got a lot of runs done, a lot of IceGolem gear that I got to go through and actually sell. You'll see here, 4 minutes and 20 seconds right on the dot. Let's go ahead and back out of this. Let's go ahead and look at the Bad-el build from here. Talk about the masteries for just a second. Now, as far as the masteries, we got some reduced AoE damage. That's good for the IceGolem, the big swings, for Dragon, the big AoE hits. Just a nice thing to have. Shadow heal. If any enemies heal, you'll get some extra healing as well. Reducing some damage. The defense tree may not be 100% needed, okay? You can definitely go over here to the offense tree and try it out. War Master will definitely speed up the dragon. The flip side, though, is that on the Ice Golem, it may not be 100% consistent, because with these runs, especially when you do tons and tons and tons of these runs, eventually you're going to have a loss, okay? Something's going to happen. The absolute perfect scenario of the enemy applying debuffs to you and you not applying debuffs to the enemy is going to happen, or your War Master proccing on the Ice Golem, the Ice Golem slamming with 2 of the side adds up and possibly killing your Bad Elf. So keep that in mind. Having War Master could definitely mess up your Ice Golem runs, but you could grab Whirlwind of Death and get some extra speed, which could help you out as well. But with 221 speed, and it's perfectly fine, I don't think you really need Whirlwind of Death unless your speed potential is very, very low. Now, as far as the support tree, I didn't need the accuracy, so I got some extra HP, and then I got some extra healing throughout. We got some turn meter boosting from whenever buffs or debuffs expire, a chance of getting some turn meter boosting. We got Cycle of Magic. Of course, we want a chance to reset the cooldown or reduce the cooldown of that A2 ability. He only has 2 abilities, okay? His A1 is an AoE attack, and his A2 is a heal, or places continuous heal, and it's a cleanse. Very, very nice. Of course, you do want to have Battle booked. I'll go over there in a second and show you guys. Lasting Gifts. This is very, very important. I found it more valuable to go Lasting Gifts versus Master Hexer, because Lasting Gifts allows him to get the continuous heal to 3 turn, allowing it to basically keep you safe the entire time. Okay, this is a 3 turn cooldown. If continuous heal is up for 3 turns, then you're basically keeping that continuous heal up forever. And the most risky times was when the continuous heal would actually fall off. That's where the Immortal set is kind of like a safety net for that. And keeping the poisons up for 3 turns instead of 2 wasn't a huge difference. So that's how I have mine built. And then Oppressor. Oppressor may not even be needed, to be 100% honest, but that's what I have. But if you can't reach the accuracy and resistance minimums, then go ahead and get Eagle Eye, or go ahead and get the Unshakable for the extra resistance, whichever one you need. Both of those most likely work. I've just chosen to go Oppressor, but he's getting plenty of speed as it is. Now, as far as his stats here, we have 76,000 HP, 3,400 defense. Now, if you can't get this number of HP, consider maybe adding an extra 100 defense, whatever it may be. Adjust those two, okay? Because if you have more defense, you're going to lose less HP. If you have more HP but less defense, you have a bigger pull, okay? So those two work kind of well together, but obviously if you're using a continuous heal, if you're using immortal gear, all that kind of stuff, you're going to get more benefit of having a bigger HP pool and possibly a lower defense pool, because your percentage, you're going to get a bigger percentage of your HP gone if you have a little bit less defense and more HP. But all that stuff, keep it in mind. These are my stats. Resistance, I think I can drop that by like probably 30 and be perfectly fine, but 348 is very solid. Accuracy, I could probably drop it by 20 or 30 and be perfectly fine. But ideally, you want at least 300 resistance and at least 200 accuracy, okay? If you notice yourself getting a lot of debuffs placed on you, or if you're missing a lot of your debuffs, they're getting resisted, then go ahead and bump those numbers up a little bit. But in both these stages, Bad-el is neutral. On Dragon stage 25 and on Ice Golem stage 25, he's actually strong affinity. So that's very, very nice as far as the enemies getting weak hits on you and actually surviving. Ice Golem is one of the more difficult areas to solo, especially because of those wave 2. Okay, wave 2 of Ice Golem stage 24 and wave 2 of Ice Golem stage 25 are both very difficult. So this is the Dragon run. We've actually had some really good times on Dragon. So that's Bad-el's Ice Golem side of things, and this is the Dragon side of things. First screenshot we have going on here is 89 out of 89, 100% consistent. But the issue is that it was also taken from my phone, so the screenshot looks a little bad because of these scaling issues. So basically 90 runs there, and then we have 24 runs here. So Dragon stage 25, 100% consistent, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, this I've noticed also varies a decent amount. Like you're about to see here, we're probably gonna have a faster run. I noticed earlier I got like a 3-minute run as well, which was very interesting. I guess averaged out over the course of like 80 runs. Sometimes you're gonna have really fast runs, sometimes you're gonna have slower runs, but in general, Bad-el seems to be pretty consistent because he doesn't do any damage from his A1. I don't have crit rate on him. I don't really care about crit rate. I'd actually rather him not crit, especially on the Ice Golem boss. You gotta be very careful about the Ice Golem, because the second you start doing damage and triggering that big slam, you're running a very risky situation for sure. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the Dragon. All right guys, so we're wrapping up the Dragon here. We're almost at the 3-minute mark, which is pretty consistent, right? Like I said, 3 minutes and 20 something was the average over the 89 runs, 3 minutes and 24 seconds. And this one was averaged of 3 minutes and 26 seconds. And this run is gonna finish up at almost, let's see it in a second, 3 minutes and I'm gonna say 20 seconds. 3 minutes and 20 seconds, 18, 19, and spot on. Dang, I was so close. 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Bad-el solo stage 25 of Dragon. So guys, Bad-el, if you have Bad-el and you haven't built him to solo content, he is worth taking out of the vault. He is going to be my permanent full-time spot for Dragon and Ice Golem, because while other champions may be less stat dependent, which honestly, I think he's probably the least stat dependent, but he's 100% consistent on both of those stage 25 dungeons, which really is unbeatable. Honestly, like I said, I don't think anybody does it better than Bad-el. 100% consistent, pretty respectable times, pretty low gear requirement in my opinion. I mean, my frenzy gear isn't very vast. Like, my frenzy gear is very limited. My weapon is my best piece. Very, very nice on that. Triple roll speed. But other than that, I mean, it's nothing crazy here. We got some rare pieces. We have a legendary 5-star piece. So with the frenzy gear that I have, the immortal pieces I have, to get a 100% consistent run with these masteries, this build of Bad-el, guys, I think this is awesome. So hopefully you guys have Bad-el. If you do, good luck building him. If not, good luck pulling him and then building him. But either way, thank you all very much for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know of any hidden gem champions that maybe you'll solo other content. But if you enjoyed this and you want to see some other champions solo and other content, click the video over there in the corner in the playlist. You can check out some more of my solo champion build videos. But either way, guys, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.